All right. Robyn Ottolini, I'm really excited to chat with you and to have you on the show. I want to start, of course, with F-150 because that's what it's all about. We're going to play the song, obviously. And I was telling you earlier before we started recording this that when I first heard it, I had other expectations for it in the title. And I was dead wrong. And I'm so glad that I was dead wrong because it's such a great song. It's obviously a very personal song to you. And the story behind it and how it blew up is incredible. Tell me all about this song and then about the experience on TikTok.
Yeah, so this song is about when you're from a small town, which I was, and you get dumped, as I did, and then your ex and everybody else in town has the exact same model truck. For me, it was an F-150. I swear my whole town just got together, had a meeting, said, what vehicle are we all going to drive? And then it was an F-150. So everywhere I went, I'd see his truck, and sometimes I'd see him, and I was like, pitta patta, pitta patta. and then so I pulled over on the side of the road one day, and I said, when I see an F-150, and I went home and wrote it in my bathroom, as you do up here in Canada. And then 6 months later, my producers listened to the song. I loved the song, and I was like fighting for it. And they suggested we rewrite the last chorus to be what it is today. So before it was just like a really sad song. And now it's like, I'm moved on. I got strong. And that's kind of like a little bit of how the song came together. So yeah.
And then tell me about TikTok and how it took off. You posted it on there and you were like, here's this song, check it out. And then what, like the next day, I think I read, what was it, 35,000 the next day of like people who would use the song?
It was nuts. So I've been on TikTok for a while, and I was seeing trends and like transitions. So the cool part about the production of F-150 is the verse goes from like really happy and then all of a sudden just drops off the earth and leaves you in this cold, dark, lonely space. So I wanted to like incorporate that somehow in a video. And I made this video where I was like singing, like growing up, getting strong. And then I just kind of looked over and then all of a sudden I'm sad. And it's because I saw the F-150. And that just sparked like a trend where, yeah, people started doing that but saying what their F-150 was, because not everybody dated a guy with an F-150. But yeah, so they put their vehicle, and then overnight it had like 1,500 users, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. And then now it's like 40,000 people have used the sound. And so it just spread like wildfire. And then people started streaming it because they're like, what is this song from this trend? And bada boom, bada bing, people listen to my song.
Well, and so now you're doing this thing on TikTok that I think that it speaks to how brilliant you are, because obviously what happened was I listened to F-150 and then I'm like, okay, what else she got? And I go through and all of your music is really good. And I think as a songwriter, you're just unbelievable. Case in point with the new thing on TikTok that you're doing, because people are saying, hey, mine was a Dodge Ram or mine was a Honda Civic. And then you go back and not only do you say, when I see a Honda Civic, you change the next line in the song to match up with a Honda Civic. Like, you're unbelievable.
Thank you. Yeah, I keep like, yeah, you got to rhyme with Civic. And then I could easily just do like, you're driving right through my mind every time I think I'm fine, and keep it simple. But not me. Why am I like this? I don't know. But yeah, so I just rewrite the whole chorus. And now there's just new versions. And I'm still going. I'm trying to do one a day. I took the weekend off because girls, you need a break.
Sure.
And yeah, I'm back on it. I've done like Dodge Ram. I've done Honda Civic, Jeep Wrangler, Ford Ranger, and yeah, so I'm just gonna keep going. A Dodge Charger, and it's hard. Not everything fits.
I was shocked when I watched them because I'm like clicking on them. I'm like, there's no way that she can do it for all of these different cars, and you can. And then some. It's really, really incredible. If you're watching this or listening to this, you got to go check it out because it's really, really impressive. I want to talk about
your vehicle.
Yeah, right. Or request your vehicle. Come out with something crazy like a Maserati. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to talk about the music video because the music video to me is a lot of fun. I imagine it was for you as well, because you're right. The song itself is kind of like this up tempo, and then it just drops. And the video is the same. It looks to me like you're hanging out, having a really good time with your friends. You guys jumping on the couch, singing the song, and then boom, you're sitting on the floor, Indian style, by yourself all kinds of sad, and then back to it and back and forth. Tell me about this music video and kind of turning your song into this vision.
So I definitely wanted to show the transition in emotions. So from like the happy to sad. So it's like a bright color, and then when the chorus hit, it goes to like a bluish tint. That's the word. And the director was Ben Nechtel, and he's lovely, and he wanted to not even show a guy, not show a truck unless it was burning.
Right.
And he wanted to have like that imagery and the headlights. So it was epic the way he just made it all, like it was nuts, because the lighting guys all had to do it in one take because Ben was like, we're doing it. So like the headlights would go, and then they dropped the lights all while filming, and it was crazy. They did magnifique.
It really is amazing. How has this whole thing been for you? Because I know that you've been writing since you were 13, and you've performed for a long time, and you've had other albums and EPs that you've put out on your own. But how has this been, this whole experience, making like super high production music videos and doing things like this, talking to radio people? Like, how has this whole thing been for you? It
has been a whirlwind. I'm like, in therapy, I'm like, are we sure that this is real life, or is this a simulation? Is this a joke? And my therapist is like, let's not go there, Robs. And I'm like, that's what a simulation would say. But yeah, no, it's been super surreal and just crazy, because like it opens your abilities. Because before I had the budget of a barista working 30 hours a week trying to make the dream happen. Sure. And now I have this label behind me that's like, what's your vision? Because we believe in your vision. And then I'm just like, I would like this, and this. And it's amazing to see it all come together. And also, all these interviews are great, because I used to watch interviews for fun. Like some people would watch like, I don't know, music videos for fun. And I watched interviews. So it's fun to talk to people. Yeah. That's
incredible. I want to talk about one of my favorite songs on the EP. And actually, I have a question about the EP too, because the EP is called the I'm Not Always Hilarious EP, which is not one of the songs on the EP. So let's start there. Why the name?
So I love to write quirky songs and funny songs. There's a song called Good SHIT. And then there's a song called Him Problem. And I just like to crack jokes. I like to have a good time. I'm not like a really sad person. So when we were going to put together like, I locked my mom out of the house, and I just got a text saying, unlock the door. Sorry,
do you need Mom. To unlock the door?
Sorry. Am I allowed to? Can we like cut this?
Yeah, we can cut it. I'll cut it in post. Go do your thing.
I'm just going to let my mom in.
Go do your thing. Go ahead.
Okay. My poor mom. That was her calling me. Okay. Whew. Back.
You're all good.
I ran. Okay. So, where were we?
Well, we were talking about the album or the EP and the title of it. And
yes. So I was so I like to have fun. I'm a pretty funny person. If you hang out with me long enough, I'm like somewhat witty. I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything. Toot toot. So yeah, I was like, we were putting together this heartbreak EP of sad songs, and it was like the I'm Not Always Hilarious EP. And I said that to the boys, my managers, and they're like, write that one down, because it's just so random, and it's kind of a funny title. So I think it leads into my personality a bit, but sad.
I think you're right. I think everything about you is really catchy. I think that there's a lot of feelings and meaning in all of the songs on the EP, but then I go to your Instagram and to your TikTok, and you're silly and goofy and fun, and like it's I'm
a dork.
No, I think it's great. I think it's something everybody can relate to. I think it's going to make you a big star. I want to talk about my favorite song. It's called, I wrote it down, In Case You Were Wondering. Unbelievable song. My favorite line actually comes at the end. Thank you for breaking my broken heart. Honestly, I'll probably see you at the bar. Talk to me about this song and where it came from for you. I love it.
So this was a message to F-150 guy. Basically, when we broke up, I had no contact. It was like blocked, nothing, cold silence. And he moved on really quickly. And it was one of those things where like, I'm just not like a person who moves on quick. if I know you for a short period of time, yeah, I can cut you out, no problem. But like it was a 3-year relationship. I cared deeply. And then so I was just like, man, I've definitely grown, and I know I've grown. I've become better. And then so I'm just like, I bet if he met me now, he would like me. He would like be like, yeah, that's a cool person. So that was kind of the mind frame. It's just like, in case you're wondering, I'm good. I'm I'm happy, like, because I always wondered about him, but oh well.
I assume that
That's
he's heard the song F-150 by now.
I think so.
Have you guys talked? Have you heard through the grapevine what he thinks of the song or anything surrounding it?
Through the grapevine, I'm pretty sure he hates me. I mean, this isn't the only song I've written about him,
Sure.
so he has some anger.
Sure.
Yeah, but I'll probably never talk to him again.
It's
Oh
probably
well.
for the best then, right?
Yeah, I'll just talk to him through my music, and he'll have no way to talk back at me. It's great.
The other thing that's super, like, this whole situation is crazy if you really think about it, because you sign with Warner Music Nashville during a pandemic, and you're releasing music and all of that stuff, but you haven't even met the people at the label. Like, you haven't gone to Nashville since being signed to do so. It's got to be insane. It's got to be a little bit stressful, I would think. And I don't know that that's ever been done before. I've never heard of that being done before, where they just sign someone they've never met. So I think that speaks to you. Walk me through all the craziness.
First scar is the deepest. Anyway, sorry.
So
yeah, but it's crazy. It's definitely wild, because you're putting, I don't know, like a record deal is almost like a marriage, but maybe lasts longer in some cases. And so I'm just putting, all my faith in these people. I think they're lovely. I think they're so kind. Everyone I've talked to is like, you have the best label in town. Congratulations. And I'm a person who trusts my gut and my instincts. As I told you before, when I have a feeling, I either run or I stay. And yeah, no, something about Warner just felt so right. And I love them. So I'm just happy to be here. And yeah, I'm their first COVID signing. I'm their first never met in person signing. I like barely went to Nashville before. I've been to Nashville twice.
Yeah.
And once as a tourist and once as like an assistant. So I've never been to Nashville as like an artist. So
you gotta be geeks then. Like, you can't wait to get out there and perform, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I mean, the world might be opening up soon. Vaccines are rolling out. The States is doing better than Canada is at rolling out vaccines. And yeah, I hope to get to festivals and meet people, because that's the one drawback. Like, it's nice that my whole life has changed, yet I haven't geographically changed. So it's not like a total shock to my system. Right. Like, I still have my home base, I still have my parents, and I'm okay. But I haven't like felt the impact. I haven't felt the connection in like being in the same room and people being like, I know your song. And I'm excited for that. But my friends will be like, I was driving down the street and somebody was playing too loud. And I'm like, what? Really? Is that a thing?
Cool.
Yeah.
So you're in Canada still. You're at your parents' house. Are there plans to move to Nashville? And then how has that been? I mean, you're moving to a different country. Like, that's got to be kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a slow process. We're going to start with touring and visiting often, and then just see where the wind blows. I love Canada. I love my home. I love my family. I love my healthcare. I'm scared to lose it, but I'm definitely going to be in the States often, very, very often.
I want to do a couple of fun quiz thingies here with you to kind of get
this is my favorite part.
All right. So my first one is called Wiki, true or false, because Wikipedia is something where anybody can go and find out information about you, but it's also user-based. Anybody can go in there and put whatever they want to in there. So sometimes you come across some false stuff. So I got 3 questions based on what I found in Wikipedia. I want you to tell me if they're true or not, and then give me the story behind it. Number 1, you began writing songs at age 13. Wiki, true or false?
True.
Tell me about that first song that you wrote. Do you remember it?
I'm pretty sure the first song I wrote, at least that I can remember, is called Me, Myself, and I. And it was like about being wild and nobody stopping me and holding my torch up to the sky. I I don't know. I did not write about love when I was a kid. I was like, I'm going to change the world. I'm going to dream bigger than everyone else. So, yeah.
You know
Really
what, though?
it's usually me, myself, and I.
Look at that. You remember it. You are changing the world, by the way, with a song like F-150. You bring, I mean, not just women, but I mean, me as well. It resonated with me. You're bringing people this kind of connection and helping them through what they imagine is the hardest part of their lives when you go through something like that. So you are changing the world.
Well, thank you. If I can make one person happy, it's a job well done.
Number 2, second runner-up at the Boots and Heart Music Festival in 2016. Wiki, true or false?
False. I was 3rd. But in every interview, because of Wikipedia, everyone's like, so you were second runner-up? And I feel bad saying, no, I was 3rd.
You got to correct us, because if we're doing our research, that's what we've got.
I got to get onto that wiki.
Now, here's the thing for people that if you don't know what that festival is, it's actually the second biggest like open festival period outside of, I think, CMA Fest would be the one that's bigger than that. So
huge. That's
a really, really big deal. How many people were you performing in front of? Do you remember the song that you did? Walk me through it.
Okay, so it was 2016. It was funny because it was like vote based before the show. So however many votes you got was like your time slot. And obviously the later in the day was better because everyone's not okay at noon o'clock and nobody shows up. So I got like the least amount of votes, but then like my whole hometown showed up, like Uxbridge. And it's only like the festival is like an hour from my house. So my turnout was one of the biggest turnouts of the day. And everybody was just like, who is this girl? But it turns out I just came from a cool hometown. And then I played this song called Drunk that I wrote a while ago. I forget how it goes. If I'm drunk, you know what I'll do. I'll find it another day. And then I played My Church by Mary Morris. And then I got top 3 because they were like, who is this girl that brought out a bunch of people? And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just here for a good time. And then I didn't know the competition like continued, because usually it's like they pick the winner and then it's done. Yeah. But then they wanted us to sing another song, but I was the first one to go. So I was like, I'm done. I can relax now. I had not partied the whole weekend and I had a couple drinks and they're like, you got to play again. And I was like, no, I didn't have my shoes on. My family had taken the guitar back to the I was like, I don't know what to do.
So what did you end up doing? You did?
I went with flip-flops and I borrowed a guitar. And I did not prepare a third song. And anyway, I'm here now. And that's all that matters.
Number 3, you cite Casey Musgraves, Lennon and Maisie, and Sam Hunt as inspirations. Wiki, true or false?
True. Especially like Lennon Stella, period. I love her music that she's putting out right now.
So walk me through, tell me your favorite song from each of them and kind of, you know, where it for you were like, all right, this is kind of where I'm putting my sights at. I want to go towards something like that. Let's start with Casey Musgrave.
Casey Musgraves. Ooh, Merry Go Round was the first song I heard. I was like 17 and that was for me, the pivotal moment. I was like, this is the kind of songwriting I'm going to do. Yeah. So Merry Go Round by Casey Musgraves.
All right, let's do Lennon and Maisie then.
I'm going to go Lennon Stella, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
My favorite song by Lennon Stella is probably Sorry, my dad just got home.
You're totally fine.
Oh, good life. My favorite song by Lennon Stella is definitely Kissing Other People.
Great song.
Kissing Other People. Oh, yeah. So good. Okay.
Sam Hunt. He's tricky because Sam Hunt's like that artist, I guess they all are, that I just like put on the whole album and listen. I'd say Break Up in a Small Town was pretty iconic for me, especially because it's so hard to sing. It keeps me on my toes. He's one of those artists where you think you know Sam Hunt, but if you listen to the full album, there's so much more to him than the radio singles that end up being number 1. There's just so much more to him.
Yeah, I love it. Like Ecstasy, genius.
Oh, 2016 off of his most recent album. So good. Yeah, keep going. Here we go. Let's do some. That's it for Wikipedia. I want to do some quick fire questions though to kind of get to know you a little bit for people watching and listening. Tell me a story that ends with, and that's how I knew I had too much to drink.
Oh no. What have I done? One time I was at a concert 2 hours away from my house. My phone had died. I don't remember much of the concert. I couldn't find my friends. I didn't know what to do. A truck pulled up and said, "Robs, is that you?" And it was some guys from my hometown that I knew very well. So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm crazy. And they drove me home, but they dropped me to the wrong house. So then I walked around this random person's house on the outside trying to find a charger, charged my phone, found out where I was, called my friend. His mom came and picked me up and then dropped me off at the house that I wanted to go to. And that's how I knew I had too much to drink.
It's a good one.
Please don't judge me.
No, God, no. You kidding me? No, that's
I survived. Okay, that's impressive.
Number 2. What's the most starstruck that you've ever been?
Ooh. I'm not like someone who gets too starstruck because I'm like, they're a human, I'm a human. They're a human, I'm a human. But I have to say, I was at the CMAOs, which is the Country Music Association Awards of Ontario, and I was young, just getting into music. I think I was like 19. And a girl named Madeline Merlot was there, and up in Canada, she's very famous. Down in the States, she's just got signed to BMG, and she wrote Champagne Night by Lady Antebellum. And I was just like, oh my God, I love your song so much. I do my hair to your songs. I'm just like your big, like I ranted. And anyway, she'll never know that, I hope. But on TikTok, I posted that, I couldn't get down to the States to celebrate my signing. And she's like, when you get down, let me know and we'll celebrate together. And I was like, woo! Okay.
That's awesome. It's funny. People probably don't know that there's like a whole different world of country music in Canada. And so many stars. When I first got started, I had like this internet radio station and we played Carolyn Dawn Johnson, who I love and I think is phenomenally talented. And she did have 1 or 2 hits in America, but in Canada, she's like huge, right?
Yeah. Like to me, the fact, like just growing up, I grew up on Carolyn Dawn Johnson. So to me, she's like uber famous. She's like up there with Shania Twain and everybody. So it's funny when I'm like down and talking to even my label and I'm like, oh, remember that Paul Brandt song? And I'm like, I'm Alberta bound. And they're like, who? And I'm like, what? Never mind. So yeah, it's definitely a different world.
Number 3, what's your favorite snack food and why?
Popcorn, because it's good every time.
Do you have a preference? Do you have like, it's gotta be Orville Redenbacher with butter and whatever else on it, or just, it doesn't matter?
It doesn't really matter the type. It's gotta have butter and salt though. I am not a sweet and salty person. I am just salty, period.
Just salty.
End of discussion.
I love it. What's your favorite curse word? And I'll bleep it out, by the way.
Fuck.
It's
like answer. Me and my mom use that word all the time. We're just like, fuck anything. It could be good and it's like, or it could be bad and it's like, fuck.
I was watching this Netflix documentary and it's about curse words and it's like the history of curse words and it's hosted by Nicolas Cage. And the first episode is fuck. And it's absolutely hilarious, but they walk you through like where it originated from. And then they have all like these celebrities that come in and the gist of it is, why is fuck so fun to say? And that's exactly it. They're like, you can use it for anything. And it feels great to say, whether you're like happy and you're like, fuck, or you're angry and you're like, fuck, like it just feels
works. Right? It's universal. Such a relatable word.
Everyone loves it. What is, or who is your favorite TV couple of all time?
Oh my goodness. Great question. Favorite TV couple of all time. Probably Rob and what's his wife's name from Survivor? Is that weird? Boston Rob and I don't remember his wife's name because I loved Boston Rob though.
That's amazing. You expect people to say like Ross and Rachel or something like that.
I almost said Meredith and Derek and Meredith, but no, Boston Rob and his wife are just like, and then they went on and challenged each other. That was just the best.
It's a good one. I've never heard that one before. Number 6, who's your celebrity crush?
Like right now?
Sure.
I don't really have crushes. I'm in a relationship and I just think my boyfriend's the best. Who would I choose? Ooh, this is so hard. Feel free to edit out my thinking.
That's the best part.
Who is my celebrity crush? Ryan Reynolds.
Everybody loves Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, he's just so funny. I just
Hilarious. That's what it is. Yeah.
And funny. Yeah.
Well, look, Robyn, I am so excited that I got a chance to chat with you. I can't wait to get to see you perform a show.
My little song babies.
Hopefully meet you in person soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me and having me a part of the show. I appreciate it. I've had the best time. This is great. I love questions like this.
I'm glad you had fun. We're going to play the hell out of F-150, and I hope everybody goes and checks you out. Robyn, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.
You too. Have a good one.
Bye.